we must be mindful that our success has exposed not only the atrocities that have been carried out, are being carried out by the State of Israel. It also has exposed the moral bankruptcy of those countries who, by their acts of omission or commission, are allowing genocide to take place in Gaza on their watch.
South Africa President Cyril Ramaphosa has made some interesting comments after ICJ passed its ruling on their case against Israel. So Ramaphosa thinks the Western country is about to come for them politically, and they are also ready for them. I want us to watch this particular video. I will be back.
The issue of the ICJ, the International Court of Justice, that matter and the impact that this case can have on our domestic situation. The Lekgotla came to a unanimous view that South Africa's unwavering support and solidarity with the people of Palestine is in the end consistent with the ANC-led alliance's long-standing traditions and policy positions. We take this opportunity to thank all South Africans who have come out in their tens of thousands, in fact in their hundreds of thousands, to support the just cause of the Palestinian people. We also pay tribute and commend the legal team and those who worked very hard behind scenes to make sure that our government's case is well represented. And we have thanked our two ministers who played a key role, Minister Pando and Minister Lamola. We thank them once again together with the legal team. I have personally phoned all the lawyers who represented us, including those based in the UK, to thank them for the work that they have done. And we all agree that they really presented a formidable case. And in many cases, they said this was a case for them in a lifetime. And that is true. As we reflect on this matter, we must be mindful that our success has exposed not only the atrocities that have been carried out, are being carried out by the State of Israel. It also has exposed the moral bankruptcy of those countries who, by their acts of omission or commission, are allowing genocide to take place in Gaza on their watch. And we say this humbly, without pointing fingers. We are also conscious of the fact that there will be systematic fight-back campaigns as well. And I say this so that we are aware of it. There can be little doubt that these forces will do all in their power to prevent South Africa from firstly concluding its case on the merits of the matter in the ICJ. Speaking to the lawyers, I found them quite ready, willing, and prepared to take this case forward to its final conclusion. The fight back may also focus on our domestic politics and our electoral outcomes in order to pursue a regime change agenda. Now, some people have said this was a David and Goliath type of contest. So we must be aware that whilst we have done what we believe was driven by our conscience and our principles, and whilst we also went and did the right thing and take this matter to the courts that were set up by those who were there in 1948 or so as they set up that court, we are being blamed for taking the matter to the very court that they set up. We didn't take this case to a kangaroo court. We went to the very court that they themselves set up in terms of the rules that they set up, and we should not be blamed for doing so. So in the end, comrades, we need to be absolutely vigilant and resolute. And so we must end by saying the path ahead will not be an easy one, but we should never doubt the capacity of the ANC-led alliance to unite our members and supporters together and all patriots in our country in order to advance the gains not only of our freedom, but the gains of the freedom of others as well in other countries. Now, following our lodging of the case, we are now being asked if we are willing to participate in whatever form of discussions that could end this conflict. And we've said yes. As South Africa, we are always ready to do so. We do this because we are driven by a principle that our forebears taught us, that conflicts are always best resolved through dialogue, through negotiations for a peaceful end, as our own conflict was driven by that. And so we stand on the history that we were taught by our forebears. So comrades, as we end and as we are aware of some of the risks and the dangers that lie in store, we should also be aware of the opportunities that are also there, where South Africa will again and again continue playing the role it has always played. We have Comrade Thabo Mbeki amongst us, who has, throughout his presidency, even beyond that, has continued to play the role of resolving conflicts on our continent and elsewhere in the world. So, it is precisely that, following in the footsteps of Nelson Mandela, that we will say to the world, we have done what we needed to do, driven by the principles that we uphold, but we are ready, willing, and prepared to participate in any process that will lead to a peaceful resolution of the conflict between Israel and Palestine. And that we are ready to do today, get on a plane and go and play that role.
Yeah, so that was South Africa President Cyril Ramaphosa putting up a very powerful speech and a statement. It's about time we really have to talk about these issues, because we can't continue. A country cannot just wake up and go attack another country and we are going to just sit back and watch as it happens or it unfolds. It's about time countries have to wake up and stand up for other countries, because it can happen to anybody. And that is what South Africa has done, and it has been successful. And we are also trying to wish something good will come out from this case, so that we will know the International Criminal Court and International Court of Justice are institution that is using its own principle to deal with issues when it comes to genocide and when it comes to attack on other countries. He made mention of how regime change can be orchestrated by the Western countries in South Africa. That one we already know. We already know anytime a certain government try to fight for justice or fight something that will benefit the world, the other side of the people, which is most of the time the Western countries, will then orchestrate your removal, which they normally call it regime change, for them to be able to bring somebody whom they can control, which we always called the puppets, so that things like this will not happen in the near future. No leader will stand up against them. What most of the Western countries don't like is a leader standing up against them. They want to control every leader in the world. And if you are not allowing yourself to be controlled, then they are going to find a way of removing you. Whatever happened, now we are wide awake and we are very wise and we know what is happening. Even Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa opening his mouth to say that really shows how the world is corrupt. We all know how the Western countries operate now, and it's very sad. Those who line up principles and rules of laws are rather doing the opposite. I won't talk much. We all heard it from Cyril Ramaphosa, and it's important that we have realized all this and we have been able to live through all these atrocities, and now we know what is exactly on the ground. Please, you can go to my description box and click on the Telegram link and join us on Telegram as we discuss the well-being of Africa. And you can also subscribe if you are here, you have watched up to this level, then you can subscribe, or you should subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button so that anytime I upload any great content, you will be notified. Thanks for watching.